How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be talking about restaurants. I know a lot about restaurants. I've worked in restaurants pretty much all of my life, ever since I was 14. And I know a lot has changed since then, but this particular channel, it's called Germany versus USA. I've done in the last week, I've done a couple videos from their channel. I love their channel. But I thought this would be a really good topic because this video was actually done 10 years ago. So we're going to kind of have an input of like what happened 10 years ago versus now, kind of. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
Today, we're going to talk about restaurants. So Jim and I, we've been in many restaurants in Germany, Europe, and the US. They have been there together, actually.
And there's a ton of differences.
Mhm.
So first thing that comes to mind is just the whole process of, point A to point B. When you go to a restaurant in the U.S., you have to wait to be seated.
Right.
Which has left me at many counters in Germany just standing there.
What is that on top of his can?
Go
Like
to
a
a
foil
restaurant in the
top?
US.
Is that like a foil top that comes with? That's weird. I have no idea what that. I've never ever seen that.
You have to wait to be seated.
Right.
Which has left me at many counters in Germany just standing there like, man, where the hell's the hostess?
Who's gonna bring me to my table? Actually, where?
I don't know what to do here.
People just look at you like, why is he standing in the middle of the room like nothing's happening? And also, like, if there's a line, right, in the restaurant, like with people
I
waiting.
don't stand in line, so I just go somewhere else.
No, but if you do that, actually, you will get like this little.
So there is a reason why they have it to where you have to be seated when you go into a restaurant. And that is pretty much like the servers, they all get areas of the dining room. And so like when people come in, the hostess would be able to kind of split those up into sections and make sure everybody gets the same amount of tables to kind of make it more fair. But yeah, that and also being able to seat them. If you're able to seat them in the right way, the tickets will come in smoother, the kitchen will be smoother, and food will come out better. And it really works when you have people that know what they're doing. The whole system really does kind of come together.
Buzzer thing, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like
yeah,
they tell you usually to like you just have like 10-20 minutes, and whenever your table is ready, basically the thing starts to beep or to blink or something, and then you have to your table is ready basically. And
right.
So you go back.
You go back to the hostess, give it back to her. Then.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to think that that buzzer thing has been around that long. It doesn't seem like it really has been, but yeah, that's a thing and still a thing today. So
yeah, don't have that in Germany.
You don't have those.
Wait, what?
Hostess give it back to her. Then
yeah, no, your table the thing starts to beep or to blink or something, and then you have to your table is ready basically. And
right.
So you go back.
You go back to the hostess, give it back to her. Then
yeah, don't have that in Germany.
You don't have those.
Oh.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen them in Germany, no.
I guess not. But I feel like a lot of times I've rarely had to wait in line
that's the other thing.
To eat at a German restaurant, where in the US, a lot of times you have to wait in line.
I think people are not used to waiting in line before they go to a restaurant. First of all, I think restaurants are perhaps not as busy. Then if you really want to go into a restaurant, then you usually reserve a table. And then if you go to a restaurant and it's just full, you go to a different restaurant, I guess.
Right. I mean, with the US, we eat out so much.
Now, reservations have become more popular since the virus because they were like, it was a big thing with the tables being so far apart from each other.
I mean, it's so common here to go out to eat that a lot of places always will have a line. Where I think in Germany, there's a lot more home cooking. There's
local places.
Local place, not
Yeah.
yeah, chains. Y'all don't have the near amount of chains that we do.
We do have a lot of chains, but not as many as you guys have. I mean, we do have like, I mean, not talking about fast food chains, not like in McDonald's, Burger King, Subway, or Kentucky Fried Chicken or something like that. But we do have, what do they call it? Vapiano, which is like basically a chain where, like, Italian style, they have like olive trees in the middle of the restaurants, and you basically go to, they have different counters, like for salad, for pasta, for pizza.
Vapiano? That's really interesting. And that picture in the background is really interesting. Looks like, yeah, I don't even know what it is. Huh. Yeah, Italian restaurants. We don't have enough of those around here. We really don't.
And they basically prepare the food right in front of you.
Oh, cool. We have
yeah.
Olive Garden. That's an Italian chain. They don't prepare the food right in front of you. I think there's also a Melting Pot, which is a chain, and then we have a lot of, I call them like airport restaurants, like Chili's, Applebee's, Lone Star. You know, just like these places that I only ever eat if I'm in an airport. But you see them, you know, like everywhere.
And they're all over the nation also. I mean,
TGI Friday, thank goodness it's Friday.
They have a specialty on Friday, right? TGI Friday?
I'm sure they do. Every day.
So, like, all of those places are still around and thriving. So, they're doing something right.
It's Friday there.
And then in Germany, let's see, we have, Vapiano. We have this Alex, which is like a... Like
your restaurant?
It's my restaurant. Then we have Café Extrablatt. We have the Blockhaus, which is like a steakhouse. Some of those might be regional, actually. Then we have a place, like a fast food chain called Wienerwald. I've never actually seen it, but someone commented on our fast food episode that why didn't you mention Wienerwald? And I was like, well, I've never heard of it.
Wait, Wiener World?
Wienerwald, like Wiener Forest.
Wiener World.
Okay, I thought someone was making a joke.
Nope. Wienerwald. I think it's a lot in the south of Germany, like in Bavaria, and in Austria it's very popular, but I've never seen it actually. So back to the process of actually getting food. Off topic here. So going to the restaurant, let's just assume there's room, there's a table. In Germany, you just seat yourself. In the US, you will have your waiter basically who will bring you to your table, right?
Right.
Then you sit down, and the first thing you usually get in the US is just like
drinks.
Huge thing of like a cup of glass of water, right?
Right. You'll get a cup of water. A lot of times you'll get free chips or like some bread or something while you wait.
That's not in many places though. Like buffets, obviously you could just get up and go eat right away, but mostly just Mexican and probably Italians. We don't have much around here that I know of. Gives out the free chips and salsa. I mean, I know Applebee's and Chili, those kind of places do, but other than that, yeah, I don't really know of any more.
Whereas in Germany, you sit down, you have a birthday, you age a little bit, you sit for a little longer, you think, oh, did they forget about me? And then someone comes and tells you, hey, how's it going? And it's like, oh, I've been here.
That's another reason. That's funny. That's another reason why we also seat the customers, is because that way the hostess as well could be like, oh, hey, you have it. I just sat you, and those people aren't sitting there for 20 minutes and not being taken care of. There's a method to our madness sometimes, guys.
Here, wow.
They probably won't ask how you're doing.
No, they won't.
No, but actually, it is true. In Germany, you seat yourself, and I mean, in general, like the speed of service in the U.S., like in U.S. restaurants compared to German restaurants, it's just like different. A different scale.
I grew when I first started traveling, I really didn't like it. But as I continued to travel,
you had to wait.
Where I had to wait.
Yeah.
But when I continued to travel, I got where I really liked it, because in Germany, you don't have TVs for the most part in your restaurants.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
where in the U.S., you really do. I mean, there's just
Yeah.
TVs everywhere, in pretty much any restaurant you go to. Also, I usually didn't have a phone until like recent years.
That's true.
And so it really, you sit down, you're not always just sitting with the group that you came in. Sometimes you're sitting with complete strangers.
Yeah, you sometimes join tables, like in the
Right.
beer garden, for example, or if they have what's called.
See, that's weird to me. That's really weird. I wouldn't want to sit with like total strangers at a table. I would want my own little table, and that's pretty much it. Because I mean, what if there's people having like a private conversation, and then like a whole group of people just come up and sit there, and like now they have no privacy to even talk. But yeah, that's interesting.
Bierzeltgarnituren, like those long tables and long benches, basically. Those ones you can like join other groups of, basically.
Right, and so it forces you into a conversation and take a deep breath.
Yeah, see?
Enjoy your lunch break, enjoy your dinner.
Get your German on.
Yeah, where in the US, you come in, you get your food, if you're having good service, the waiter, waitress, he or she's there, they're quick, they may ask you for an appetizer, you get it, it's in and out food.
And it is really in and out food, especially during lunchtime. I've worked in a lot of restaurants where at lunchtime
it's very, very
appetizer, you get it, he or she's come in, you get your food, if you're having
okay. A lot of people are on their lunch breaks, and they only have like half an hour or so. The kitchen is really pushed on, the ones that I've worked at, really pushed on like getting the people in, getting them fed, getting them back to work. And so that's why we're trying to flip tables and get everybody out. I guess.
Service,
I mean,
the waiter, waitress.
I work in the back of the kitchen. I don't work up front, so that's a little bit different. But
he or she's there, they're quick. They may ask you for an appetizer. You get it. It's in and out food.
It's very, very, very fast, like very, very to the
Mm-hmm.
point. And actually, it's kind of funny because we went to a couple of restaurants the last days, and like once we were like done eating, I mean, the waiter would basically come right away and just give us the bill, which in Germany you have to ask for, of course.
Right.
Oh, really?
Like, put your wallet out or.
Right, and I mean, you often have to ask for. Even if you put out your wallet, they might look at you, but they will still be waiting for like the.
It's a mannerism difference because in Germany, when you're eating, a waiter or waitress, they will not take away your plate if you're finished and other people are eating.
Yeah.
Whereas in the U.S., if you finish eating, they'll come up and take your plate away.
Even though other people at the table might still be eating. In Germany, that's like, I mean, in Germany, if you're in a restaurant, like a nicer restaurant, they never do that. They always leave like the plates at the table.
Yeah, I've worked in like I'm not sure if you guys heard of a restaurant called Cracker Barrel. They have them all over, and they just pretty much sell. Well, they have like a store, like beside it, that you could go shopping, and it's a really cute store. But they have like biscuits and gravy and cornbread and country fried steak and like stuff like that. But they actually, you go through a couple-week training, and they train you to bus all the way down to your classes. And that way, when they do leave, all you got to do is pick up the glasses, wipe the table down, and seat the next person. So yeah, that's that.
Until everyone is finished, and then they basically take away all of them. And you never pay. I mean, I worked as a waiter when I was like when I did my Abitur, and like you're not supposed to actually like get the bill like when there's still like plates on the table. Perhaps drinks, but not plates. So
I think that's awesome because I mean, one of my really good friends here, she always gets mad at me because I'll eat my food really quick, and she'll be eating like a bird and. Just eating slow and taking forever. I'm just like, but she'll get mad at me if I finish too fast because she's just like, slow down because I don't want them to take your plate.
Right.
And me just being here by myself eating.
And then she's basically eating alone. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I think it's awesome that they do that. The process of paying is greatly contrasts as well. I mean, U.S. you have larger tips. I mean, we mentioned that in our tipping episode.
Right.
You also majority credit cards in the U.S. I mean. If you do, I mean, sometimes you pay in cash, but
Mhm.
for the most part, it's credit card, in and out.
But if you pay in cash, you leave the tip on the table, right?
You do, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes too, if you pay with a credit card, and you're with a big group, the group will collectively put a tip on the table,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll put like your share on the credit card, and that
Okay.
way, so it's all taken care of.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Germany, you round up with the waiter directly and just pay the waiter like we.
And sometimes they will add the tip in, which is super annoying, especially with like places like Pizza Hut. You'll put your order through, and then on top of that they'll have a driver's fee, and then on the bottom of that they'll give you a little chart that says like 15%. They don't go any lower than 15%. 15% gratuity, and they'll show you how much that is, like $7-8. So that's on top of the bill, $7-8. I mean that's pretty much yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, it is expected to tip, which I think is crazy because I mean, but it's something that I get used to when I hardly go out to restaurants anymore. And that's actually one reason, because you got to think, if you go there, a family of 4, you're easily paying $80, and then 10% or 15% gratuity on top of that. That's another $10-15. It adds up.
You give them the tip directly. I mean, we talked about it in the tipping episode. Ask for the bill. Credit card, cash mostly in Germany. You can in some places you can pay with credit cards, some like nicer restaurants, I guess. And then if you have leftovers, we also did have an episode where we talked about that, the doggy bag. In Germany, it is very rare to actually basically have the leftovers being put together, like packed together and like to take away. Whereas you have something left over in your plate. Whereas in
The
the US,
Yeah,
to-goes.
you have but I mean, generalizing, our portions are a lot bigger. And
is
I
true,
mean,
yeah.
for the majority of the times where you go out to a restaurant, you're going to get served a lot more food in the
Mhm.
U.S.
Yeah.
than you are in Germany, because a lot of times it's chains. It's just there's Americans.
Just
There's
like,
so much
America!
food.
Well, then by the end of the night, they end up having to throw all of that stuff away, and for no reason at all. It sucks. Most places do. They will just throw their stuff away without even donating it or giving it away for the needy. It's crazy.
Well, that's it on restaurants. Very different, but also an awesome experience. German food's wonderful. American food is very filling.
I mean, it's also, I love American food. I mean, there's a lot of like really, really good stuff out here. I mean, I really enjoy going to American restaurants, and I really enjoy the service. Like the waiter is your servant, really. That's where the
Americans, ask about asparagus season when you go abroad. Y'all take it easy.
Cheers.
Asparagus season. All right. As always, that was a really good video. A couple things that I thought they were going to hit on and they didn't was like talking about what kind of food Germany offers versus America. Like America, we do a lot of fried food. Pretty much it's going on the grill and being grilled in the grease, or it's going in the fryer and being fried in grease. And I don't know, is fried food really is that a big thing in Germany? That's something that I would love to know. So if anybody knows, put it down in the comments. And then also I was wondering if Germany, if they were big into like the curbside pickup, or like yeah, I guess you just call them the curbside pickup, but you call your order in, or you put it through online, and then you just pull up in front of the restaurant and call this number that they have. Like they have a sign that says, if you're here to pick up a to-go order, call this number, and then you just say, I'm here to pick up my order, and they bring it out to you, and you take it home. And that kind of was offered, not really. up until the virus. And then it got really, really popular because the places shut down and then everybody went to go orders. And I think they just like, they're starting to like it. And what was another thing? The curbside pickup. Oh, for like grocery shopping and stuff. That's also got really popular. It's just ordering your stuff online and then just pulling up and having them bring it out to you. Um, and that is something that just really got popular within the last few years. But yeah, we are all about the to-go boxes, wasting. A lot of foam and to-go wrappers. We go through a lot of that stuff. We need to get a lot better about that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you are into this kind of stuff. So I pretty much do videos. I react to places around the world. I am pretty naive and don't know a whole lot about the world, but learning the truth on a lot of things and just really enjoying myself. So if you want to go on this journey with me, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.